We're in Clerkenwell today at the London Archives, and here a very important project for the history of Tower Bridge is taking place. Commissioned by the City Bridge Foundation, the team here will work to restore and catalogue items, plans, maps, to keep them here, to store them here, and to help us tell the story of Tower Bridge in the future. So we're here with Dan, who is the Tower Bridge archivist, and he's helping us to discover some of the interesting historic moments relating to Tower Bridge and which are held here at the London Archives.
Mm-hmm. It's an immensely varied collection, sort of spanning the whole history of the bridge, with loads of different formats, loads of different types of documents and images, technical plans. So I thought I'd just get out a few samples to just give us an idea of what the collection entails. So here, for example, we've got the weekly paybook for 1920, which is an incredible resource for researching the individual lives of workers on the bridge. Because you can see how much people were getting paid, but also any sick days, pension funds, things like this. It gives you a real insight into just this snapshot of time, which this collection is so valuable for. It really enriches our understanding of Tower Bridge and, of course, society as a whole.
I can already recognize some of them here. For example, Arthur Cross, I think we have him on site. And I just find it very interesting as a part of social history as well, and how these different documents interrelate as well.
The collection doesn't just take in the experience of workers and employees on the bridge. We've also got a wonderful collection of postcards and greetings cards over here.
Yeah, let's have a look at these, because I find them fascinating, because here, this one is particularly interesting. This is in French, and it's quite interesting. The timestamp here, it says 18th, 19th of June, 1906. So already 11 years after the opening of Tower Bridge, it appears in postcards. And then also, what I find interesting over on the other side is how Tower Bridge then becomes an attraction, and the plans for the earlier part of the attraction in the 1990s and so on. These figures here, they can still be seen now by visitors when they visit the South Tower. It's a workplace and it's an attraction and under constant development. And that's the stories we try and bring out and tell our visitors. Maddie is the conservationist here at London Archives, and she has the envious task of looking after all the documents and plans which relate to the history of Tower Bridge. How do you go about your task?
Yes, this is typical damage that we would see for working documents like these. These are not considered artworks, these are considered working documents that have information.
Here we are, first one.
So these are some of the conserved plans, and I find them very exciting because they are, like you said, working plans to be used on site.
Yes.
During the 1890s, with lots of lovely detail. Talk us through that.
Okay. Well, these are quite interesting because we have a tracing paper that's been adhered to a secondary paper support, which has then been backed by a textile. So I'll just turn over the corner here so you can see there's an actually textile backing on the back of here. So the problem with this one was that we had some paper loss along the edges, and the tracing paper was very brittle and prone to catching, and more would have come away if I hadn't secured that. So I've used an adhesive and a Japanese repair tissue just to re-adhere anything that was lifting and cover it with the thin tissue, so that now the surface is smooth, nothing's going to catch, and everything's just been secured as to where it should be. I also took off some tape at the top of this one. This one had some gaffer tape at the top. So now it is, even though considering its oversized format, it's still a little tricky to handle, but now everything is secured and there's no risk of anything detaching or losing any information for this object.
I find that fascinating because they still today can fulfill a purpose, because we can show them to the public, we can show them in learning activities, and also if we do restoration, they're an invaluable source of information about the architectural detail they're showing.
Yes, yeah, they're very detailed, and it's interesting to see the evolution of designs from hand drawing, painted designs like this, to the reproduction processes that we see later within the next century.
They're really invaluable primary sources which your work helps preserve. This project will inform so much of our work at Tower Bridge. And remember, you can come inside and explore and learn more about the history of London's defining landmark.